that whether you accept it or not, the laws of this society won't be binding
Yes,
on you.
but society...
Wait a minute now, so you can understand what I'm saying. The laws of this society will be binding on you unless and until someone changes them.
Alright, well I'm here to change it.
Well, you would then have to initiate an act of your own in the Scottish Parliament or the UK Parliament to
But
achieve
the problem
that.
is...
This process will not allow you to achieve that.
The problem I have here, though, is the other way I look at it. This is corporate servitude.
And
Because
the
the Crown,
thing as well,
which is all these here are Crown agents, is a corporation.
You're right, you're right.
I am.
But listen, if you accept that you have the ability to change the law...
I have the knowledge to know that I am a slave now.
Okay, yes. So if you accept that you have the ability to change the law, you'll be expecting, when this change comes in, the people affected by it to cooperate and adhere to it.
The problem is, when you say society, the definition of society is a group of people mutually consenting to work together.
But unfortunately, we're going off track now. We've already agreed that you wish to change the law, right?
No, I don't want to change the law. I'm just saying that their law isn't applied to me.
Well, unfortunately,
I'm not their agent.
Unfortunately, you remember when you were taken into custody?
Yes.
If you needed any greater reminder that it does apply to you, that was it.
Well, that's just because they have force.
Happened.
That's all they have to have force, no
exactly. You're
morals.
Right. You're right. That is.
Last time I checked, this is God's world, not the Crown's.
That's the practical reality that you live in, right? And trust me, listen, I'm not unsympathetic with you, right? But I'm only telling you through my experience what will happen, right?
I know I have a very small chance of succeeding, but the point is...
You're right. But you know what? Have you ever played cards?
Yes.
Right. You know how the card system works?
Yeah.
Poker.
Yeah, poker, the bluffs and all that, I know.
Now there's good tactics with poker.
I know fine well that the judges bluffing that and they pull their strings and stuff.
You might still get the victory you want if you adopt different tactics. Right.
But the way I see it is, if they claim I am bound to their rules, even though every man is equal and we're supposed to be free and equal.
Well, let's stop there. Just stop there, right? Unfortunately, that's the smoke screen that a lot of people believe. Right? We are not all free. And the reason why
it's because people are too stupid and they hurt each other. I'm aware of that now.
And if you need a greater proof that we're not all free, remember those two policemen came and arrested you, took you and denied you your liberty, put cuffs on your hands and dragged you against your will into a cell. That's the. You didn't need me to tell you anymore.
That's what I mean. Well, the way I see it is, if the court system will not free me from my slavery, the only other option I have will to open up arms against them. Well, and I'm sorry if you think that makes me a terrorist for loving my homeland so much, but slavery is abolished in all forms.
Listen, that's right. But the mechanism to do that, it does not lie before you today. And if it did, I would help you.
So why am I here?
You're here, unfortunately, because one, you're no free. Two, that two policemen have decided to make up a set of circumstances that indicate that you've breached certain rules of society.
Acts of a company called Parliament.
Yes, all of that. But as I'm saying to you, it's like going to play golf at a boxing match. It's not going to work. If you want to change, you can. The mechanism's before you. You need to engage with the Scottish Parliament and start a grassroots revolution there. Because that's the only mechanism that has the ability to change what you want to change. The courts are the business end of the law. They're not the legislative.
No, they just enforce it.
They enforce it. You need to get to the lawmakers.
Well,
the only way to do that is to go to Edinburgh, the Mound. And you would be well welcome there because you know the changes they're bringing into cooperation.
Yeah.
All the senators, bar one of the colleges, are against these changes. You could be assistants to them.
Well, that's not all like due to solicitors' guidelines saying they have to be truthful and not deceitful. Would that not imply that they've lost their license to solicit if they're not following their own guidelines of being truthful, honest?
Well, I'm being truthful.
You are. You're the first person ever to acknowledge this truthfully. Thank you, sir, for that. I'll shake your hand up.
See, the reality of what you're in is the illusion of
yes, I'm aware now it's illusion, but the problem is they don't control my illusions anymore.
Well, most of the people here think
yes, most of them here are animals.
Well, let's be fair to people. You wouldn't like someone to refer to you like that.
Yeah.
Now you might be right, you might be wrong, but let's be nice to people.
Yeah.
Because even though
yes, they still have a chance to escape themselves.
You heard the term sheeple.
Yeah.
Even though they are sheeple, it's no nice to watch the effect.
It's not, but it's not nice to keep them deluded either.
Well, is that our role to do it? We have a mandate to go and shake them out of their sleep.
Yeah.
Guy Fawkes tried it. V for Vendetta done a lot of movies. Anonymous are trying the best.
Oh, fucking Anonymous, they're CIA, stay away from them.
Well, if you were to ask me, is there a war going on? I come with the sad truth of it.
It's a silent war, isn't it?
The war was lost in the 60s.
It's the Israel war. They never acknowledged who the winner was.
You know why it's too late? It's because they've got control of the mass appreciation or mass consciousness. They've got control of that now.
Yeah.
And if you needed further proof of how they've got control of the world consciousness, you just need to look at what happened on 9/11.
Yeah.
Even of rudimentary understanding what happened with those three buildings.
All right.
You speak to anybody and say them. How many buildings collapsed due to being impacted?
I know, 3.
Okay,
7, I know.
They will say 2.
Yeah.
They will not say the third one.
Yes, I'm aware.
The reason they will not say the third one is because that was the one that really didn't want you to focus
The problem is then, if you're looking at that as a Zionism, or if you want to call it the Fourth Reich, whatever you want to call it, it's controlling the world, that means that the Queen is actually not the sovereign. We already know Parliament is absolute sovereign, but the Queen is no longer monarch. She's taking orders from somebody else. She's their puppet then.
You mean the Batten box?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, she took an oath, and her oath was to uphold God's law.
Which again, it's a nice story, isn't it?
It's a nice story to tell you something.
It tells
of how we lost the world.
Yeah. All you need to do is look up how many other deities were born on the 25th of December.
Yeah.
Do you know what the real significance is of the 25th of December? The ancient cultures used the stars to determine the months and the seasons. And for them to make sure that they remember, they built up rituals around specific dates.
Yeah, I know, summer solstice and all that.
And that's why the winter solstice, the 25th, is so important to them, because they needed
That's when all the children start getting stolen and sacrificed.
Well, all that as well, but it's more to do with the planting of the crops, because that was absolutely essential.
Yeah, so I mean, have you heard about how Clint Clark has got a charge against him for paedophilia for grabbing a 50-year-old genitals? And these are the people that say, I have to follow their orders.
Come on, you're absolutely right. I have been in certain circles where I could tell you now that if some of these high-powered people wanted you gone, you would just be gone.
You can see this Eric Snowden guy, he's on the run. America also wants to kill him and assassinate him, that's it. But the point is...
You mean that poor scientist...
The point is, have you heard the phrase, rise, rise and rise again until sheep become lines?
Yep.
Well, somebody has to take that first step, don't they?
Well, yes, but you come on. If you try to do it in this forum, if you're going to do it, be clever about it. Think of the best strategy to achieve your goal. And then, believe it or not, in this game, right, in this particular forum, the cards are so heavily stacked against you that it's impossible to win.
Alright, so as much as I'd love to talk about philosophy with you all day, let's just get back to that case today. And the way I see it is...
hang on, just remind us of the charges, right?
Sister arrest, misuse of drugs.
We've got your 3 witnesses, right? So we'll cite them for your trial, right?
Alright, well,
We've got your legally.
The way I've got this is, it's an open and shut case. Police Scotland Act says that all police officers, when signing oaths, records, basically any notices, they have to be truthful. If they have lied or knowingly lied, they're committing a crime.
I'll give you an example, because you're intelligent person.
Yeah.
Forgive me, I'll be frank with you. You're inexperienced.
I'm inexperienced. But the way I see it, if this act says they are not allowed to lie on official records, back their statement.
Listen, I've been doing it for 15 years. And I'll give you an example of what really happens, right? You decide, I can tell you now, this example is a reality, and I didn't agree with it, but this is what happened. I was doing a similar trial to yours, right? There was a young man standing watching. It was a Saturday night, and there was 2 people standing next to him. And they were arresting, there was 3 policemen arresting somebody, and they were all standing watching, and these 2 big guys laughing. And the third guy, I'll call him my client, and I was standing watching, he was just drunk, he was just watching, he wasn't doing anything. So the two of them were laughing and pointing, and then a female policeman came up to one of them. You could see them going like that, and then that. So they arrested the woman, and my client went like that, straight back. And as they're arresting the woman, there must have been partners. The boyfriend put his hand on the shoulder of the female policeman. Next thing, he's wrestled to the ground as well.
Yeah, you might have some smoke that.
Well, could you wait? Then the smoke. So they were both of them were arrested, and you can see my client watching them. It's all on video camera. So then this big blue white van pulls up. Right? Yeah. It stops. The driver looks up to a camera and then moves it forward a wee bit. Right? So he's obscuring.
I've seen all the news where one cop stands in front of the camera.
Then it comes out, right? He's no cap on. He's a sergeant of police. Walks round in front of the car and say that's my client there. He's even going that, and he just goes that. There's a chopped to his throat. This guy's done nothing. Goes to the ground. My client then lawfully resists him because he's now been assaulted by someone who is not executing the terms of their office. Right. So they're wrestling on the ground, and eventually more police arrive. My client's then handcuffed to the rear. He's given a bit of a beating, nothing that'll leave any marks, but they're slapping him and things like that. Put him into the vehicle. So come the day of the trial, I managed to speak to a policeman. It was in Aberdeen, a policeman that I know well in Aberdeen, who was an honest constable and executes the duties of his office lawfully. And he said to me, I've arranged it so this person doesn't know that you've got a video. What do you mean? He says he doesn't know that the video recording. I've told him all, they've not got the video, so he doesn't know that you've got this video. And he says, that's fantastic. So when I was examining him, and chief asking him questions, he says, my client punched him in the face, so that's why he arrested him. So I then said to him, how sure on a scale from 1 to 1,000 are you that you were assaulted before you acted? 1,000%. At that point, the sheriff stopped the trial. And she put the witness in and says, what are you doing here, Mr. O'Day? This gentleman's not on trial for anything. I says, I'm just going to show him the video, my lady, which shows that this particular person did not touch him. Had his hand in his pockets and he was watching another matter, and this constable walked up and done some kind of karate chop to his throat and dragged him to the ground. She adjourned the trial. And she wouldn't allow any more evidence that day. You know why? To tell him what was going on. The next day, came back for trial. Before I got a chance to say a word, he went, we'd just like to correct an error I made yesterday. I thought he was going to punch me. I should have said that. Not that he didn't punch me, I thought he was going to punch me. And that's what happened. The sheriff, who's meant to be the safeguarder, manipulated the situation. She knew I had this guy banterized. And that, you know why they do it? This is why they do this, right? I was a wee bit naive at the time, and I was really disgusted to find my client 50 quid, by the way. So it was unappealable, because he couldn't afford the appeal. And the legal aid would never give him an appeal for 50 pounds. So the sheriff knew what she was doing. The reality is this: if the police are prosecuted for things like that, then they start to lose control.
They start to crumble.
The police are in what's known as a privileged position, and they're expected not to abuse it. But I can tell you now, I've seen them do it.
But the point is, we don't need privileges like police, we have rights. Benefits and privileges are rights.
But your rights are counterbalanced by the privileges they get.
Alright, well, as much as that was a nice story, it's not got much to do with my case. The way I see it is, let's do it by their rules. Let's play it by their rules, okay? They're acts of Parliament, and they're Police Criminal Act says they can't lie in statement. They have said I was foaming at the mouth, even for a video 10 seconds before they arrested me, and they never took me to hospital. Which means either they lied on the statement and the whole statement has been thrown out, or they didn't take me to hospital when I was seriously needing to.
I think you're probably right. Probably, because I wasn't there. You were probably right. If you asked me, do police lie? I would say, unfortunately, yes.
The way I'm saying, I don't mean do they lie. I'm just saying, in this case, this is how. Are you representing me today, or well, this is the way you can do it. Say they have lied in the statement. The statement will be chucked out then, and then the police officers turn it back on the police officer.
The person who will make the determination of whether lied or not wouldn't be me.
No, I'll be the judge. Which is why we show them the evidence. That's all. We don't need to prove any of this else. All we need to prove is that he has lied in the statement.
Fortunately, they've got a format the way they do things, right? It's always the Crown case first. So all that will come out of the Crown case. They'll stand up and tell their story, their lies.
Okay.
During that process, you get a chance to cross-examine them. At the end of the Crown case, the issue of truthfulness, whether or not they're lying or telling the truth, cannot be determined to the very end of the case. So even though they have told lies, the sheriff will still keep his mind open as to whether or not they're truthful or lying. Once they hear from your witnesses, they counterbalance what they heard from the police and balance it with your witnesses. And, well, exactly. And if the sheriff believes that your witnesses are more credible than the police, then they'll disregard what the police are saying and you'll be acquitted.
Okay.
Now, there's things in your particular your case that are questionable.
In my belief system, yes.
No, not at all. On the evidence.
Oh, the evidence, okay.
Right? Whether or not the police are telling the exact truth. Right? But the difficulty we've got at this stage is, right, that you catch more flies with honey than you do with salt and vinegar. If we alienate the sheriffs, right, with the bench, alienate them, they'll be less likely to help. That's what I was saying to you. You can't go, playing golf in a boxing ring. You're going to get defeated. You maybe get one good swing of the club, but that's it. It's not going to win. The chances are they're going to lose. My job is to try and maximise your chances to win. You know, I know how we can do that, right? And I know how we can't do it.
What do you recommend?
Right, first thing we should do, right, because it's the same sheriff again.
Yeah.
The name that you were charged under, that's the name that we use. Right? That's probably for the best, right? Privately, you can refer to yourself as whatever, right? But publicly, revert just to what it says there. Because that way at least, because it's...
That way they get their joiners.
Well, you see the sheriff...
They already have joiners, so it doesn't matter.
Well, the sheriff might have earmarked your case. But the good thing is, believe it or not, although it may seem that he is an adversarial type of person, Sheriff Brown is one of the more able sheriffs. He was one of the people who designed the criminal justice, it's called the Criminal Procedure Act. He writes on this. He's one of the leading authors on it.
Is he a Freemason?
Well, might well be. But if there's anybody going to find in your favour and is going to set aside what the police is, he's the one most likely to do it because he's got such gravitas. He's got more authority than normal sheriffs because he's almost an institutional writer. Probably will
I was wondering who he was. I thought he was actually just a part-time sheriff.
Well, no,
but that's quite revealing.
I can see my experience of him, right, is very clear. Yeah. I've seen him say to people, to defence agents, which sentence do you want to give your client? Now that's unheard of with other sheriffs. That's the most fair thing you can ever ask for, because if you've been found guilty, there's no way out of that unless there's been an appeal raised or something. But if you're in a situation where there's no way out of it, you're going to get a sentence of some time. Listen, you can't get any fairer than the sheriff says, right, what do you want me to give your client? I've never heard another sheriff do it. So he is not scared of making controversial decisions. Because someone will have to make a controversial decision in your case. But what we'll have to concentrate on today is making our chances of that happening, maximising it.
Okay.
And the best way of doing that, right, is do your own nice clothing.
Under the hood, maybe.
A shirt, a white shirt, a blonde tie, pair of black trousers.
I don't wear ties, I'm not.
Right, well, the reason I suggest that to you is that most people, you know, and you've heard of snobbery, don't you?
Yes. I'm aware that it says you should dress according to the business, and in that case I should come dressed like a gladiator or exposed.
Well, you're probably right. Or... Right, well, have a second. Right, the significance of all of this is that it's a pantomime. It always has been a pantomime. I'll go to the side. It's a punching beauty show for the sheeple. It really is. And politics is a punching beauty show for the sheeple. Right? This is not about rights. This is about giving the sheeple the minimum that will accept and not go to riot.
That's it, because if they find out the truth at this moment, they will.
This is why, right? This is why, you know, on the internet, Twitter and all this, they're bringing all these laws. Because that's a reaction to the internet, freedom of information.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, this guy,
but there's still good people working against it, like Lord Ashton opening lawful rebellion.
Well, right, okay, but again, he's on a leash. Anybody gets mainstream access, they're not going to get that access unless they've got a leash on these people.
Because the media's controlled.
Of course they are. No, it's all pantomime. And the sad thing is when you realise that, then you get frustrated. Because I'd love to be able to change things into a level playing field, but unfortunately, you would need to destroy everything that's here. You can't convert these people, you would need to destroy them. And that's the social, the masses wouldn't accept that. It's like a Guy Fawkes situation all over again. They wouldn't allow you to do it. They'd rather be slaves than be free, because the cost of freedom is so great that most people wouldn't need it. It's like asking.
It's still quite funny how they sacrifice Guy Fawkes every year, but Parliament burnt their own Parliament in 2 years after anyway. Burning all the sacrifices. No, the sacrifices. Is that the cause?
I'm a wee bit of a. I haven't seen the forces seem to be TV movies, and one of my hobbies, I like military history, and we tell you that America learned after Pearl Harbor that if they can get the country to attack them, it gives them a clear thing for revenge. The ships that were destroyed at Pearl Harbor were all obsolete, right? But they were all fully manned.
Just the same as USS Enterprise, it would be obsolete and there were 4 nuclear reactors on it. Keep an eye out on it.
Well, the thing about it is, you see the ships in port, right? It's not fully manned. Normally there's just what's called a watch-keeping crew, right?
Skeleton crew.
And the rest of them go ashore. And they either go home or leave or they sleep ashore. The reason they do that is to operate a ship, life support system, internally costs a lot of money. So what happens is they shut down the ship, right? They run it on shore power just for the lighting. Shut all the engine and everything down, right? Because it's cheaper. And then the skeleton crew come off the ship to get their food and go back on again. And they've got tea and coffee making facilities, but the galleys shut down. All the life support systems are shut down. That never happened at Pearl Harbor. The reason it never happened at Pearl Harbor is they wanted the casualties. The other thing as well is all the modern ships were put to sea with what's called half rations. They did not have enough fuel to get back. 2 of them were towed back. They were put to sea, scrambled in the last minute to get out of the place because they knew that the Japs were in the vicinity and they expected them to attack. They allowed it to happen because that then gave America the carte blanche to enter the Second World War, which was always the plan anyway. But they knew sooner or later to provoke Japan, because there was things going on behind the scenes to provoke Japan into a reactor. They knew that they would have to take out America if they wanted to control their territories they already had.
Again, nice philosophy, but let's stick to the case. Have you talked to the witness statements yet or anything?
I've read that, but the main ones against you is 2 policemen.
Yeah.
They're going to, not only will they keep to what they've said, but in between times they'll have colluded. They will have colluded. And then the other thing as well, the statements they got here will probably only bear a resemblance of what they say. Right. Because they'll have got together. There is a couple of Achilles' heels to their case. Whether or not that will knock the charges out, I don't know.
Well, I get to read my witness statements before
your witness
the case.
That you gave?
Yeah. Not today, but like before the
statement that you gave?
No, from the witnesses.
Well, for the police?
What
you'll need to do is come into an office and sit there and go through them all, right? Fortunately, the rules say that I can't give them to you, right? But you can read them.
Okay.
It might be better getting in there.
Okay.
Okay.